All right, welcome to the first episode of the Talks on Broad podcast presented by Philly Sports Reports. I'm joined by my good friend Cody Lensky out of Coral Springs, Florida. He is a high school baseball prospect. Um, I brought him on here. We're gonna ask him some questions and learn about the life of a D1 player, our future D1 player. So, if you wanna, how are you? First of all,
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
um, I think I just want to start off with a question of just can you briefly describe the routine of a player? Like, what do you do every day or on days that you have to go in and train and practice?
Um, Recently it's been a little slow. I'm sure you know why, but on a daily basis, it's pretty much wake up. I'm obviously homeschooled, so I have to join a couple live classes, and then typically around 3 to 4, I'd probably wrap up school after doing homework, and then I'd jump to the fields. I live about 3 miles from my local park. Um, but it's on pretty much the consistent basis of school, going to the park, come home. Nothing crazy. I have practice about 2 times a week, and then a game typically somewhere up north on the weekends. So it's pretty much season to season, same routine.
All right, I mean, you're one of the most dedicated people I know, and you say that that's something light, but it's obviously a lot of work to keep up with. So how does that workload affect you?
Um, I say I balance it pretty easily. I know for most people that are homeschooled, I know a few. There's actually two on my team. It could be a lot for them. They miss practice quite a lot, but I think I balance it pretty easy. I don't ever have much going on, so as much as it sounds, it's really not that hard in my life.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like as much work as I have to do, it's pretty easy to maintain it. So obviously you said you're on online school. How would you say that it compares? Because I know, you've had a life before playing baseball. How would you say it
Mhm.
compares to normal high school versus being a baseball player and not being online?
Um, it's a big disadvantage, really. I know high school is it's a big reach for most next level secondary schools. Which is why I'm blessed to play baseball and be good at baseball because travel, it's like on other than any other sport. But I mean, the greatest players in most sports were homeschooled, like Serena Williams, Shaun White. They were both homeschooled at one point. So I mean, to say it's a disadvantage, I wouldn't put it that far, but it can be sometimes.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Um, so this one is very a personal. What's your favorite part about playing baseball?
I mean, I feel like it's just the freedom of being surrounded by 8 other people on that field. It's a blessing. Football, you're constantly in and out of plays, and how do I put it? Not sure how I put this. Hmm. Got me tongue twisted, Hunter.
My fault, my fault.
I'm thinking. I don't know how to really put this. I don't know, man. I guess I can just say I love the joy of it. I love pitching. I was a hitter, obviously, position player, but yeah, I just love the in and out everyday grind of baseball. It's like another.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as you know, I love sports too. It's something to keep you occupied and keep you active, keep you out the house. Um,
Yep.
so outside of sports, what do you do on your free time? Like, how much free time do you have? What do you do?
Oh shit. I mean, every weekend, and obviously I'm sick right now. I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, but that happens. Yeah, I just live any other teenage life, I hope. I go out. I was at a FSU Miami game not too long ago. I was at a Panthers game before that. I go out, I live. It's the same thing as any other kid.
Yeah, that's very connected to my other question. Is that do you feel like you can still be a normal teenager even with all the extra work?
There's limitations, there really is, but I find myself pretty free doing. I think I have access to a lot of regular high schooler situations, but no, I think I fit in just fine. Obviously, I missed a couple things, but
You kind of touched on it earlier, and when you were explaining like what your favorite part about baseball is, but like out of all the sports, like why specifically baseball?
I've I was first really introduced to basketball. I like basketball. I was actually really good at it. Um, I played soccer. I was decent. I'm not gonna say I was good at that at all, but I feel like baseball. It clicked. It really did. My dad played baseball. Everyone in my house loves baseball. It was always I guess in my blood, so to speak. But I just find it a very it's very different from most sports, which is why I find a love for it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves their own sport for different reasons.
Yeah.
Um, so my last question that's like baseball related is if not for like being a high school baseball player, what do you think you'd be doing now, or like what do you think you'd be studying to go to college for, or along the
Probably
lines of
business,
that?
probably business and general management. Obviously you, especially many others know that I am really deep into business. I'd like to own my own business someday, or potentially run one with somebody. Um, so I'd like to study business in college if I ever have the opportunity to.
So that's about it for like the questions about baseball, and I might be springing this up on you, but you're a very big football fan, even if you may not play football. You're a Miami Dolphins fan. You're from Florida.
Hey,
Uh,
buddy.
I just want to talk to you about what you think the difference or like how you would compare Tua to Jalen Hurts, because I have an article about this, and I think these are two really young quarterbacks that have really good potential, and if they're in better situations, could be better quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what are your thoughts on that?
Obviously the Dolphins they have a lot of trust in Tua. I feel like most fans don't. That goes for the whole league, Dolphins fan or not. Um, I feel like Jalen Hurts, he's properly graphed. He's strong. He's developed. He was brought into a very good team to succeed, I believe, and so was Tua. But if I'm going to compare the two, I'd probably much rather have Jalen Hurts. In all honesty, he brought a team that was most analysts put them at what was it 3-14 about, and he brought them to the playoffs at 9-8. So to put the team on his shoulders at that pace, I think that's awesome. Tua, maybe not so much. He's got time. He's young. Hopefully, Mike McDaniel go into Miami and create something special with Tua. But for now, I'd have to put Hurts at the top of the spectrum.
I mean, I think I'd have to go with Jalen Hurts as of right now too,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't say it's by a large margin. And there's definitely aspects of Tua's game that are much better than Jalen Hurts. And
Of course,
for the
goes both
obvious,
ways.
it's just accuracy. And while Tua may not have as many like passing attempts, he's still completing a high percentage of them. And you only see him miss a couple, maybe like 20 plus yard passes that are bad, but you don't ever see really bad misses like you do with Jalen Hurts, which is frustrating as an Eagles fan, but it's definitely something he could work on. So,
Agreed.
um, well, it was great having you on. I think I'm going to have the founder of Philly Sports Reports, Ben, come on for a little talk.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for, answering all my questions, telling us about your life and, how
Of
you
course.
manage it. Of
Thanks for having me.
course. All right.
All
Have a
right.
good one,
You
man.
guys have fun. I'm out.
So, yeah, I'm joined by the founder of Philly Sports Reports here. Obviously, what Talks on Broad is presented to you by. Um, I'm really excited to get this podcast going and get some more guests on. And obviously, we're having some changes with PSR. We had the announcement on the Twitter, and I think I think we have a good future. I think we have a good staff that's gonna put in the work. That's I'm excited.
Yeah, we have a lot of up and coming. We're all teenagers. We have one non-teenager. We're all up and coming in the sports journalism world. We're the next generation of sportscasters, is what we'll call it. So I'm really excited for Hunter to get this podcast going. Really excited to see what he brings to the table. And I mean, Cody was great today. The things he had to say for his baseball career were pretty sweet. So I was pumped that he was able to join us today.
Yeah, it was really fun having him on. Those actually aren't really questions I've asked him before, so it was cool for me learning, even though he's my really good friend. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having more guests on the show. I can't exactly tell you who yet, but I'm definitely gonna try to get some more on. And I can't thank you enough. None of this would be possible without you. So, thank you, Ben, and thank all of you listeners. So,
Of course, man.
I think that's just about gonna wrap it up for the first episode. It wasn't a very long one, but I just wanted to have a kind of special episode outside of Philly sports to start. Yeah, thank you all for listening, and I hope you tune in for the next episode.